So I'm going to give you my sort of valedictorian for MPM speech that I prepared. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2014, I hear that's how you start in America. Dean Montgomery, Director Lynn Ross. As a seasoned speaker, I should too start with a Churchill quote, right? Churchill said that there are two things that are more difficult than making a dinner speech. One is climbing a wall which is leaning towards you, and the other is kissing a girl that is leaning away from you. So, you know, knowing how difficult all these things are, I ask you to bear with me and show some understanding. I speak on behalf of the MPM students here at McCourt. These are men and women who have served for several years in government, in business, or the military, and they just went back to grad school to get a fresh set of skills, and then to become better managers of the common good. It is the program of Major Bonnie Belobradich and Infantry Officer Jake Turner, which I asked you to recognize, who have served in Iraq or in Afghanistan, and who have shown us the realities of war and peace, as they are on the ground, and not as we learn about them in academics. It is the program of our two Kentaros from Japan, and it is the program of Matuna over there, who have all enriched us with their cultural background, reminding us that, you know, beyond everything, when you are in Rome, you should do as the Romans do. It is the program of Elena from Spain, who's not here, but who works diligently to bring new ideas into the government of the country she serves, in a situation where they're tackling major youth unemployment situations. It is also the program of my friend Carlos, who fights for a better future for his country of Venezuela, where we know that the youth of that country are now on the street and protesting for freedom and for a better future. So thank you, Carlos, for getting involved in that. Yes. As the Older People program, we know how Islam and what we know, nevertheless, is how it's been. What we don't know is how it will be. Whereas I wish my tone today to be just celebratory, I am forced by the world in which we live in not to be simply celebratory. The world in which we live is replete with change and challenges. The world nowadays is hungry with rearrangements, and ours may be a world we won't see again. The sleep of reason breeds monsters, they say. And we see this happening in the region where I come from, in Eastern Europe. One of my first vivid memories as a child was the sound of the Romanian Revolution through the streets. This was 50 years after a heavy Russian cloud set over my country and forced it into submission. The distinct sounds of gunshots, which I still hear in an urban environment, just made me think of one thing today. While we all love freedom, freedom never comes for free. I know this may sound as a truism, but I think nowadays it's as true as it's ever been. While you and I go back to work in public service, and as we may end up on different sides of interest, may we just remember the one identity that we share, and that shared identity is our humanity. So let us remember our fellowship at Georgetown, our work together, Americans, Chinese, Japanese, Jewish, Israelis and Palestinians, Catholics and Muslims, blacks and whites, Romanians and Americans. Let us just do not forget this fellowship we have over here and be reminded of it when we will be decision makers. So with that, I conclude, and I just wish to give my thank yous to Georgetown, but also to the people back home, for everybody's people back home. So thank you, Georgetown. Dziękuję bardzo, kochanie. Mulțumesc, România.